Hi guys, and welcome back to FPL Journey. Just gonna review my team for game week 30, and I got 64 points, which seen me have a little green arrow, so I'm now up to about 120,000. So is 100k possible? Who knows? But hit like and subscribe and follow along with my journey in FPL this season. So the big news this week was really that Rashford is injured. Now what to do with Rashford is difficult. Um, we know that obviously there's that Chelsea game to fit in, and they already have a double game week in game week 34. So United assets are someone that's useful to have because they will have two double game weeks. But whether Rashford can get back before that 30th of April, I mean, that's what's to be seen. Eric Ten Hag, he did say he would be out for a few games. So whether that's the Sevilla games and maybe Forest and Spurs, that could well be. Um, so we'll just have to kind of wait and see in Rashford. So the question is, do you transfer him out or not? Um, and yeah, that's really something to consider. Um, it is a thought that you could transfer him out and maybe get Grealish, or someone else in, maybe Matoma, for an extra Brighton player, because Brighton do still have um quite a few games to play. They still have two to reschedule, and they have a double in game week 34 as well. So that could be an option. The only problem with their two games to reschedule is the fact that it is Newcastle and Man City that are difficult fixtures. So although they're double game weeks, they aren't quite as appetizing. Although, apart from Arsenal and United, their running is quite good. Um, so they have Arsenal and United, and then other fixtures that are quite good. But at this stage of the season, I generally don't like my players playing teams at the bottom of the season because they're so keen to avoid relegation that they just play so well. So actually, this game against Southampton and this game against Everton, um, they just end up being real dogfights because those sides are doing everything within their power to stay up. Um, so it just makes things so much more difficult um, to decide what to do for the end of the season. Um, but yeah, that is some thoughts. I feel like Grealish could be good because I feel like City will do everything in their power to put pressure on Arsenal right until the end of the season. Um, the only thing that might stop that from happening is maybe Champions League progress. If Pep then maybe puts it ahead, but with how many games are left, I think that Pep will just play his best side for the majority of the games. There might be a little bit of rotation, but I feel like he probably will play his best side more often than not, and that would include Grealish. Um, so if I took Rashford out just for example's sake, I can't put in Martinelli due to the fact that um, he is another Arsenal player, and I already have Odegaard and Saka. Unfortunately, I made that Odegaard move right at the wrong time. De Bruyne is too expensive, out of budget. I mean, I could go like for like and try and get Fernandez in, but then I don't have the budget for that. I'm just minus point 0.6 out, so I would have to make another move for that to be viable. So that one's not gonna go. Xhaka again's another Arsenal asset. Barnes, he has a yellow flag. Then you have Matoma, who is an option, but a lot of people, and myself included, have been thinking about going for going for um Grealish. Of late, he has produced consistent points, and he has been playing in the majority of games, but the last two games he's played is 12 points. So that's huge. And with the way City plays, if he is consistently playing 90 minutes, he just will get points. um it's just one of those things. He will pick up an assist, he will maybe get a clean sheet, an extra point for that. He's been playing well, so he might get extra bonus points. So I mean, there's the last two games. His XG is 0.4 and his XA is 0.36. And then the game before that, 0.48 XG and 0.63 expected assists, and 12 points in both of those games. But even if you go down, I mean, it, the last time that he had a really low XG and X assists was actually against Arsenal. Um, I mean, but since that, he has either had a good chance for one or the other. Well, there's that Bournemouth game as well. Um, but yeah, um, I think he's an asset that could be worth having. Um, so yeah, I might actually just make that change. Just kind of go with my gut on that one. And well, if he gets back, then the other option that I could have is I have three players um already out for the next game week, so I could actually look at getting someone in to fill that gap. But I feel like I'm gonna have a free transfer next week. The only issue I might have is if someone gets suspended or someone gets injured in that time. But I mean, it might just be a risk to take. Um, I was reading the press conferences and they expect Shaw to be back very soon. So I'm just gonna make that change. Hopefully it pays off. Um, and let's look at the team. So Mees against Wolves. I feel like Chelsea might do something against Brighton purely from a pride sense of view. Wolves is a good fixture. They haven't scored much this season. Villa, West Ham, Billing has been playing well recently. I actually would like to get Shaw onto the side, but I don't know where he fits. And with just coming back from injury, it might be good just to leave him on the bench for this game. McAllister is first sub. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to captain Haaland. Um, and I think I'm going to vice captain Kane. Um, because, well, Kane against Bournemouth is a tasty fixture too. Um, so yeah, that's going to be my team going into game week 31. Hope you've all enjoyed the video. And yeah, please like and subscribe and follow along with my FPL journey.